Welcome to Learners Academy. I am Mona Bhatia and I am starting with SYJC English Poems of Maharashtra Board. I shall be covering explanation, figures of speech of all the poems. Stay tuned, stay focused throughout the session. The first poem that I am going to start with is Song of the Open Road. It is written by Walt Whitman, and we have earlier also read many of his poems. In 10th grade we have done Animals. And he's often called father of free verse. So let's get started with the poem now. Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman. The poet describes the thought of his mind while he's getting ready to embark on the journey of his life. It has a deeper meaning. Don't go by the literal meaning of the road and journey of the road, but it is about life's journey. He wants to start a journey where he's in complete control of himself, of his life, and where he will choose his own destiny. And he's very sure whatever he wants out of life, he's confident and sure that he lacks nothing. So he's ready to take the world's challenge. He's ready to take the world by storm. And he believes in doing nothing according to the dictates of others. He believes in doing things his way. So the first stanza is, afoot and light-hearted I take to the open road. Acha, before I start the poem, I want to tell you that in the book we are dealing only with section 1 of the entire poem of 21 sections. Okay. Afoot and light-hearted I take to the open road. So the poet wished to move ahead on the road of life with happy-go-lucky attitude. He's ready to take on the challenges. In these lines, poet shows his innate inner desire to live life to the fullest. He's free, healthy, the world before me. He's free, and he wants to make his own choices. This is the hidden meaning when he says the world before me. And he sees the world full of resources, world full of opportunities, and he's ready to make use of every opportunity whichever is presented to him in this world. So the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. So in this line, the first stanza actually sets the mood of the poem for the young mind, indirectly asking each one of you, are you ready to take decision to embark on a journey of life like poet? Right? He is light-hearted and he's not stressful, and he uses his control and he exercises his right to choose the path. So brown path actually means it is not man-made. It is raw path which has not been used by anybody else. Means he's making his own choice. It means that he's choosing his own path and not following others, right? Now, it also implies that he wants to share his knowledge with the world. It also implies when we make our own decisions and, we become wiser when we live our life as per our own dictates. Okay, we live life to the fullest. So, don't be afraid. Leave all the shackles and take on each challenge and see what life has to offer you. Live to your 100% potential, and then that is possible only when you are free to choose and free to decide the path. So here the poet chooses his own path. He is healthy, he is free, and he sees a world full of opportunity in front of him. The world before me means in future. All those choices that he will be making, all those opportunities that will be showing up in front of him. So it is all about that. Henceforth I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. So here the poet says, now when he has made up his mind that he will take responsibility of the journey of life and decides on his own, he says now onwards he will not ask for any good fortune. He will create his own good fortune. He in fact says he himself is a good fortune. So now onwards, since he is following his own laid path, he will not whimper. That is, he will not make weak cries, a series of cries, especially with fear and pain. Now onwards, he will not procrastinate. He will not postpone anything because he's so excited to achieve his own milestone, and he also declares that he does not need anything from anybody. This shows that he's confident that he can achieve whatever he desires on his own. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticism, strong and content, I travel the open road. So in this line, the poet is describing that the time when he had not made up his mind and had not declared what he wanted to do, at that point of time, he would indulge in self-talk, self-pity, querulous criticism, showing his irritation and expression of disapproval of his thought to himself, by himself, and to others. So now he says, no more indoor complaints. And he's accepting that here he's accepting that he has been complaining, he has been blaming, and he has been criticizing as an excuse for his own inaction. This is the moment of realization. You know, the moment you realize that you have been holding yourself back because of your own incapabilities. So this is the moment of realization, and he realized it and he made up his mind to get over his shortcomings. Alright, so no more indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticism. Libraries means here he is free and is free from inflicting debates of pressures of libraries and school. He has the real wisdom now. He's done with the knowledge that libraries could give him. He's also trying to tell us that the experience is the best teacher, and philosophies in the books of library may look good in the lecture room, but life teaches the best lesson. School education fail in the real world. You can acquire the knowledge, but you need to become street smart. So he's indirectly telling you that enough of those libraries, enough of those indoor complaints, enough of those querulous criticism. He's done with that. Once he has made up his mind, now he's charged up. Now he says enough is enough. Now he has taken up his own responsibility, right? Yes, that is important. Take responsibility and then you will not complain. Take ownership and then you will not delay, because it's all yours now. It's all about the attitude. One must have positive and flexible mindset, right? So strong and content. So this word means he's now full of peace and has has shed the burden which was holding him back and not letting him move ahead in life. Now he feels strong. He has the strength to face any challenge that comes in his life. He's now on the open road. See, that's the beauty of the poem, right? I can go on and on explaining you the same very stanza is, and it will never end. In poetry, don't try to limit your thoughts. Go and explore the hidden meaning. Read between the lines, read the mind of the poet and try to inflict the same ideas on you, and then you will feel that this poem is written for you. This poem is written for everybody, isn't it? Not everyone will understand your journey because it is your journey. Your journey is unique, so it has to be written by you, not by others. You take charge of your life. Life is not to be decided by others. Let others not decide your life. Let others not decide for you. And then what will happen? You will automatically become responsible, you will become confident, and then you will start enjoying the journey of life. And mind you, it's the journey that matters, not the destination. So how you are going through your life, that matters, because the destination is same, Because we all have the same destination, right? Death is the ultimate thing that we are going to face in the life. So, ultimate truth of life. So, how we travel the journey of life, that makes the difference. So, travel on your conditions, on your terms. Make your own choices, be responsible, take ownership. So that's the message that poet is trying to give here in this stanza. The earth that is sufficient. So he says that the Mother Earth is sufficient. He is sure that he will get everything that he needs without any problem, because he is quite sure of the fact that nature provides for everyone's need, but not greed. And he says he's content. He doesn't want much, and his desires are also not very much, they are very less. So the earth is sufficient as per him to provide him for the future. I do not want the constellation any near. So he doesn't want any, here constellation means the influential people, or the people who have already, made a big name for themselves, or in materialistic way. So he doesn't want any, influential people to help him in his journey. He's confident of himself. He's able to take his life forward without the support of the so-called influential people, to whom he is referring to as constellations, because the poet thinks that they should help their near and dear ones. The poet doesn't want any favor from them, but rather he would try to achieve his a milestone on his own, all by himself. He's very clear and he's very focused what he wants out of his life. And I know they are very well where they are. So he's very, very sure of that. I know they will suffice for those who belong to them, and they will take care of those who are near to them. So those stars or constellation must have achieved and reached their goals, but those goals are not the poet's goals. He doesn't want to be there. When he says the earth is sufficient, it also means that he's grounded and he's happy to be wherever he is right now, and he's happy to stay grounded. When he says he doesn't want those constellations any nearer. Still here I carry my old delicious burdens. I carry them, men and women, I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. And I'm filled with them, and I will fill them in return. So the last stanza is written in parentheses. You can see maybe it's an afterthought, or he tries to separate the feelings. Till now he was, trying to tell what are the things he would do or would leave or he won't do while he embarks on the journey of life. But in this stanza, he's mentioning what all are the things that he will carry with him on his journey. Which are impossible to get rid of, but this is my interpretation, and can't tell whether I'm right, and I can read the mind of the poet when he used the parenthesis here, but for sure he's alienating his, previous thoughts with these are different thoughts than earlier, and he's alienating himself here for some time to see what he can't do without, and he will take with him in the journey of his life in future. So he says he'll carry old delicious burden with him. Now burden cannot be delicious, and those burdens are old also. That means he carries with him all the responsibilities and the memories of his near and dear ones too, while he's embarking on the journey. He's not shunning the responsibility of his fellow men, and he carries those burdens wherever he goes. They can be the memories of the past. He's fond of those burdens. That's why he said delicious. Perhaps he has some affection and duties, for some. So there is a paradox here. But burdens cannot be delicious. But he says they are delicious. Because, sometimes memories and burdens, they hold you back. And they don't let you, move ahead in life. So he says he'll carry those burdens. There is an acceptance when he says that he'll carry those burdens with him. So he's ready to accept the things that which he cannot change. He's embracing his past. He's trying to, accept those things which he cannot, live without. All right. Because he carries those burdens always, and he says that it is impossible to get rid of them. He's attached to his past. Everybody is, right? Everybody is attached to the past. The poet has accepted his past, and so he's ready to take it to the future also, and wherever he goes. So acceptance makes it very easy to deal with the situation. If you accept your past without regret, you can move ahead in your life in a better way, because now you are in peace with your past, because you can't subtract your past from your present and future. You should be in terms with your past. So that is the end of this section. It's a really a beautiful piece of poetry. Wonderful. I'm actually elated when I'm trying to explain you this poem. Poem actually enriches, and all of his poem, Walt Whitman's poems are, it touches your heart so much that no prose can. This poem has a universal appeal of a young man whose eyes are bright with dreams. He's ready to take on life with, full confidence. And I'm sure you also. The figures of speech of the poem, Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman. The title itself has a metaphor in it. Open road is a metaphor. The road is in the poem does not mean the road actually where we travel, but poet is talking about the road of life, his journey of life. And open means full of opportunities, and open means where there are a lot of choices available. Open means where he has a freedom to exercise his choice. So the road is a symbol of a journey of life with a lot of opportunities and a lot of choices. So let's now start with the poem, line by line, figure of speech, wherever I can try to figure out. The first line has again the open road, as I told you, and this word open road is repeated at least twice. Yeah, twice in the poem. You can see I have highlighted it in red color. So it's basically trying to emphasize that the road is open. The road of your life should be open. It should be you who has to make the choices. All right. Now it indicates the journey of life, which is full of choices. As I told you, for the poet to make use of the opportunity creates an effect, and it emphasizes the point that he is trying to make throughout the poem. The next figure of speech is the repetition of the phrase before me. Again, the word before me indicates his future, whatever that is lying ahead of him in his life, that is going to happen. So all those things which is going to unfold, so all those things are lying before him. He has to choose now. Now let's go to the second stanza. Here the word henceforth is repeated twice from this time onward. That means from now onwards he wants to take up the challenge of open road. He makes up his mind, and he makes his to-do list, henceforth what he will do and what he will not do. So next the word good fortune, see, this is also repeated. So he's emphasizing that there is nothing like good fortune, and it's all in the mind. It is there, it's it's the good fortune is there if you believe it. Otherwise, if you accept your destiny the way it is, you don't feel the need of a good fortune. You yourself create your own fortune, right? It's in your hand to cry or to rejoice. So good fortune is a name given by us. He himself consider himself as a good fortune. And now here there is a metaphor also, because he's comparing himself to a good fortune, right? So that is why I have underlined this. All right. Now no more word is again to emphasize that he doesn't need that. No, he will not do that. He's very focused that he's not going to whimper. He's not going to postpone. He needs nothing. So he's emphasizing on those things because he knows what he has to do now. All right. Now third line, done with the indoor complaint, library's querulous criticism. So here you will see that there is a transferred epithet. Actually, you know what is a transferred epithet? It's a figure of speech in which the epithet, that is an adjective, is transferred from the noun it is meant to be with and it describes another noun in a sentence. All right, the phrase indoor complaint describes the speaker who earlier had been enclosed indoors and in complaining, and querulous criticism. Querulous means complaining, so the criticism has been given the adjective of complaining. I know that they are very well, so they're interrelated, but the epithet, there is a change of, it could be complaints which were inside his mind. All right, so that was the epithet. That means the adjectives have not shifted their positions. All right, now strong in content, again the open road, I have already discussed it with you. Let's go to the third stanza. I know, I know. So there is a repetition of the phrase I know, and this shows that he is aware, he is focused. There are no two ways about it. He has no doubt about whatever he's talking about when he says I know. All right, so he's already thought and contemplated much before uttering those words. So that means in the next line you see the word th is repeated thrice, and that makes the sound. So there is a sort of alliteration over there. They, those, them. So there is an alliteration here. And let's go to the fourth stanza. Still here I carry my old delicious burden. Yeah, this is very important because there is a paradox here. In a sense, because delicious and burdens are two things, and burdens cannot be delicious or sweet. Sometimes something delicious is pleasant, they cannot be a burden. But since here it refers to the sweet memories which he carries with himself all the time, and those memories are difficult, to carry. So that's why they are burden, and it makes him difficult to go ahead and but he cannot leave them also behind. So they are burden because sometimes they hold him back and stops him from taking hard decision, but he carries them, he accepts them, he knows they are with him, he is not going to get rid of them. So they are delicious, they are sweet, but they are burden, and he's happily carrying them with himself because he knows he can't get away with them, he cannot part with those burdens. Now I carry them and I carry them. Again there is an emphasis on that he has to emphasize that all delicious burdens are with him and always be with him. The burden may have weight, but they are the sweet memories, so he has no qualms about carrying those burdens with him wherever he goes. So I think I have covered all the figures of speech of these poem. In case I'm not sure if I have left out anyone, you can ask me in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed watching the video and learned the concept well. You understood the poem very well, and very soon I'm going to upload a critical appreciation of the same poem and the other poems of SYJC as well. And if you want to see more of such videos, you can subscribe to my channel, and you can take a look at my Learners Academy page. Share widely with your friends and keep learning. And thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.